What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are going to be working on and doing the final diagnostic on a 2009 Mitsubishi Fuso FE145. So I say repair and final diag because I didn't really diag this when the car came in. This car was here previously, and the error message on the dash we're getting is engine warning. I believe they pulled codes. I think one of them was for a soot level 1, and exhaust gas temp sensor. So when he brought it back, I just kind of did a quick scan to see what's going on with the car, and we were actually getting an exhaust gas absolute pressure fault code, and the soot level accumulation level 1 and level 2. So I was able to clear the codes and perform a regen. I drove the car around, came back, didn't have any problem with power. As soon as I cycled the key on and then back on, off and then back on again, the red engine warning light came back and the codes came right back. I doubted it was a soot. I don't think it was a soot level, like actual soot level. So since they found nothing wrong with the first time and I was able to do a regen, temperature seemed to be fine when I was regenning it. It never booted me out. It never gave me an error. No lack of power. So basically we're more likely looking at a sensor fault. So on this car, truck, whatever you want to call it, there is a differential pressure sensor that we're going to replace. This is one that has a 2. It monitors the pressure before the DPF filter and after. So we're going to go ahead and replace that one. I'm assuming this is the absolute pressure sensor. Unfortunately, my repair data is not all that great when it comes to Mitsubishi Fusos. I'm very limited, so we're going to go ahead and replace this one. This one is in front of the filter as well, just a single one. And all 3 temperature sensors are going to be replaced as well. That's prior to me. If I run into any problems and it comes back, then there's an actual physical problem with the filter, then we're going to have to drop it and bake it. If I did bake it, these would have been replaced regardless, just based on what the place that does our cleaning always recommends. If you're over a certain amount of miles and you have to bake it, you might as well go ahead and replace all these sensors while we're at it, because they do go bad over time. So with that being said, in this video we're going to start off by replacing these. We're going to swap them all out. We're going to clear any codes that are in it. We're going to try and do another regen. We're going to road test it. We're going to come back. We're going to cycle the key a few times, and hopefully we get no error messages coming back. So that's why I kind of said it's going to be a repair and a final diagnostic. If the original diagnostic is correct and these sensors fix it because one of them is going bad or multiple are going bad, then it's just a matter of regenning it, clearing the codes, driving it, cycling the key a few times, scanning it again, and making sure the codes don't come back. If they don't, I'll road test it a final time, maybe probably a little bit longer. I'll scan it one final time, and if it's good to go, then I'll release this car to the customer. So obviously the R&R parts are going to be sped up. You're going to enjoy the music, and we'll come back once we're done to see how everything is going. Okay, so we're in the car underneath the truck, and let's start off by saying here's one temperature sensor right here. There's one right here, and there's one right there, and there's pressure sensor 1 and 2. So that's all I'm going to speak. We're going to speed this part up and go from there.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah,
This is a statement to appreciate all that is vacant. It's just for the taking. If you make up your mind, you can take it. I'm never complacent. I would work in a mansion or basement. Yeah, there's no replacement for persistence. It's a patience. Yeah, in this life I wanna be soaring, to feel sun inside when it's pouring. And I'll fight till anxiety is foreign. I'm so sick of my mind.
Before I get into the laptop and scan everything, I want to show something. When I was changing them out and I was pointing towards the wires on the sensors, I was pointing towards because they're marked. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how you know which one goes where. So you pull one off. This one only has 1, 2, and 3 marks. So that's how I knew which one went where. As I pulled one off, I counted the marks and I matched it up with one of the new ones. So that's how I knew which one went where. So just kind of pointing that out. That's why I was pointing at them. I didn't want to talk over it. I don't want to stop the camera to talk anything because I am using 2 different cameras, and that shot was on my GoPro, so I don't have to switch everything up. So let me get everything back situated. Let me hook up the scan tool and let's see what we got. All right, so we are going to go ahead and we are scanning it, and we're going to get into the common rail. And we're going to see the codes that we have, or pending codes, because they are yellow. See if we're able to clear them. And so these are the codes that we had before. So I should be able to clear. And I should also be able to go in here and reset filter data. So it's waiting, read filter data reset. Now the ash accumulation I wasn't able to reset last time. So let's see if I can maybe do it this time. Now I know it wasn't cleaned, but it was regened recently, so let's see if it allows me to do it. That command failed, so I'm not sure why it won't let me do that one. But now what we can go ahead and try and do is I'm gonna go ahead and back up the truck out farther so I can get away from the other vehicles and the other workers. And then we're going to try and perform a regen. I'll get the beginning part of that on camera because I do have to warm the truck up first. And then we will go drive it. And then we'll go from there. So let me go ahead and get this truck out of the way off camera. Get a position to do the regen. And then we'll come back and we'll give it a shot. Okay, so we got the car moved further outside. I got the temperature higher from what we were before. Now let's go ahead and go to regen. Okay. It might not even need it, actually. Yeah, it might not need it. We might be actually good to go. Let's go ahead and look at the fault codes. Oh, they're memorized. Okay, so we have to... I gotta remember how I cleared them last time to get around it. Air clean done. I think a key has to be off. Let's see. It took me a while to figure this out last time, because it'll boot you out if you have any active or even memory fault codes. Okay, so they're green. Already warmed up. Firm. Is it throwing the codes right away? Do I gotta... No, it's not. Which part of the sequence am I missing here? That's weird. I wonder why it's not letting me do it this time. It might not even need one. That might be why it's booting me out. Reset the data. Okay. We're still good there. Engine must be running. Please confirm connection to each harness before servicing. Blah, 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 blah. It will be started and stopped fully. There we go. All right. So you can hear, I don't know if you can hear, but the RPMs are increasing. So it's going to do its thing. It's going to basically increase the upstream temperature. And we're basically just going to let it run and come back once it's done its thing. Ideally, the temperature, you wanted to get to about 900 degrees Fahrenheit so it could start burning off everything within the filter. Exhaust gas pressure at 0. I don't know why it's a bar, but you know, whatever. It's at 0.00 bars. Exhaust gas flow 8.00. I don't know what's M3H. I don't know why this is in that format. I don't know. I read standard, so I don't know. But like I said, it's gonna do its thing. I'm gonna walk away and I'm gonna let it, you know, run for a little while. And once it's done, I'll come back. I'll go drive it. Main thing is making sure those codes either A, disappear, or at least stay green after cycling the key after a road test. And if we get that red engine warning light, then it's possible that we have to bake the DPF filter. Another thing about temperature is we're also, as it increases, that lets you know that the DPF system is working. I have no codes for the EGR, whether it be opening or closing, so I'm assuming that part is okay. That the EGR valve is closing and allow it to build up temperature. I didn't get any fault codes for it, so I didn't really look into that system. But we're already increasing, we're already at 100 degrees Celsius. So I'll let it do its thing and come back once it's done. Okay, just pop back in. Temperature wise, we're getting past 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit, so we're at 567 degrees Celsius. Looking it up, that is past 1,000 degrees. So based on that, it looks like the DPF system is functioning because we are able to get it hot enough to burn everything off. So like I said, once it's done, then we'll go back, we'll go road test, and we'll see if these codes come back. All right, so regen's done. We're on the first road test, so I'm gonna go ahead and drive it around for a little bit. And okay, yeah, I'm gonna drive it around for a little bit, see how it does, see how power does, make sure no lights come on, and then take it back to the shop. I'll run another scan on it after I cycle the key a few times, because that's what ended up happening last time. Is I cycled the key and the codes came back as a memory code, yellow. So we'll try that again. Hopefully those codes they stay green or disappear completely, and then I'll road test it again. I'll bring you back on that road test after we do the second scan, and we'll see where it goes from there. So let me go drive it, and then go back to the shop and scan it. Okay, back from the road test. Road test seemed fine. I don't have any issues performance-wise with the truck. No warning lights came back. I was monitoring a few PIDs, the EGR, position, actual, and desired, and they were within one another. So the EGR valve was working. That was one thing that could have also caused a problem, is a EGR valve that's not closing. But I didn't think that was the problem because I didn't have any codes for it. So I came back. I've had the car sitting for a few minutes. I'm going to cycle the key back on. Now, when I did it last time and I cycled the key on, I had that engine warning light, not the check engine light, the engine warning light illuminated right away. So what we're going to go ahead and do now, and another thing I want to reiterate, when I said I don't want them coming back yellow, I missaid that. So yellow is basically just a memory code, meaning there was a problem, but there's no longer a problem. The previous scanner I was using was a little bit different. Yellow means pending, red is active, green is, you know, pass. This one's a little different. Yellow is just memory. There was a problem. Green is you just cleared it, and then red is active, and then obviously nothing is nothing. So let's go ahead and scan it. So I'd be fine with either A, yellow, meaning it was there and I didn't see a problem this road test, or even it being completely gone. That would be even better. So let's go ahead and scan this, and hoping for both of them being green and it not showing any fault codes, but I would take yellow as well, as long as it doesn't come back active. And when I kick the car back on, I don't have the engine warning light again. That's what happened last time. When I scanned it last time, the codes were actually red. They were active again. Okay, blah, blah, blah. And, oh, looks like we're in the green. Let's just double check. Just make sure it's not in the system anymore. But it might have purged it, and I'd be happy if it did. That means my diag was correct. Just wait. All right, so no fault codes found. I'm still gonna drive it again, and I'm gonna scan it again just to be on the safe side. I just cycled the key off. Cycled the key off just to get another off and on key cycle within it. So I'm gonna go drive it again. I'm gonna scan it again, and if it's good, then I can confirm that this problem is fixed. He shouldn't come back. It's probably something they should have done last time, but they said that the PIDs looked fine. You really can't go off the PIDs, especially if it's an intermittent problem. He did say that the light would come on intermittently. I would have probably just gone based off the codes alone and just replaced the DPF sensors, or the exhaust temp sensors, and the 2 pressure sensors, and been done with it. So I'm going to go ahead and go road test it again and do this process all over again. So as I'm doing this final road test, I just want to add something. So at this particular shop, the repair information that we have, I literally don't have anything for Mitsubishi Fusos. I also don't have anything for Hino. And I believe, what is this? It's the, what's the other one? There's one other one that I don't have repair information for. I don't remember which one it was, but Hino and Mitsubishi Fuso, I don't have any diagnostic information. So when I pull codes, I rely a lot on just Google searches and just the code definition itself, knowledge of the DPF system, knowledge of how the sensors work. I don't have that here. I can do international, I can do Ford, I can do GM, Dodge, some Freightliners I have information for, but usually like things like the Hinos, you know, when I get a check engine light, I have nothing. Temperature's getting high on the phone. Let me get it out of the sun. Fusos are one of the hardest ones I can troubleshoot because I literally have nothing, like zero. Wiring diagram, nothing. Component location, nothing. So when I diag these, it does take me a little bit longer because I need to make sure what I'm recommending is accurate and correct. So testing wise, I don't have flowcharts to go base off of. I just kind of have to know the system, know how it works, know what the code we're throwing, watch the scan data to see what everything is doing, and kind of go based off of that. So if like Fusos are things that you want to work on, or Hinos that you want to specialize in, you really do want to get OEM software. You do want to get the OEM scan to a laptop, whatever they use. That way you can have the most accurate information to troubleshoot these cars. We are an independent shop, so we work on everything, so it's kind of expensive to buy all that software. The laptop we have here is good. It's not the best, but it does what it needs to do to get me the information that I need to troubleshoot some of these cars or trucks. So with that being said, like I said, I'm gonna keep driving it. I'm gonna scan it again. We're gonna come back to it, and then we'll close everything out on this video, and hopefully it's good to go. So yeah. All right, back from the final test drive. I went around the block the long way. I didn't do a quick road test. It was a little bit longer. So put some extra miles on it. It's been sitting, it's been off for a little while, so let's go ahead and cycle the key on. Okay, let's flip you guys around. Let's go ahead and scan this thing. Hopefully we're still good. All right, let the scanner do its thing. And remember, before we had green on both. I'm more just worried about the green on the diesel injection portion of it. If we're still green, then that took care of the customer's problem. He's going to be happy. He's been coming back and forth. I think this is the third time here, and they didn't do anything last time. Sent him away. Still had problems with it, so he brought it back, and you know, now we're here. So I got a hold of it. All right, cool. So as you can see, diesel injection is 0. No codes on it, no yellow, no red. Let's just get in there and confirm, shall we? Okay, no fault codes found. Just so you can see, key is on. We just got done driving. We're at 190 degrees. I just want to go and see something. So differential pressure across DPF 0. Okay. Downstream. So our sensors are working downstream. We got 258 degrees. 348, 392. So we seem to be okay. Not sure why this doesn't want to read. I'm not sure if I even have a way to read that one, but I was assuming that would have been the sensor with the one nipple coming out of it, but apparently not. So yeah, so to break it down, we changed all 3 exhaust gas temperature sensors. That was more of like a maintenance type thing, just because I'm already in there. I don't want them coming back for one of them failing because we didn't do it at this time. But the main thing was changing the differential pressure sensor and what they call the exhaust high pressure sensor. That's the one with the single nipple. Did those 2. Just to give you a quick breakdown of what I did prior is I disconnected those lines from them. I cleaned the inside. I stuck something in there, cleaned out any soot, carbon that got built up inside, blew them out, cleaned them really good, blew down the lines that go into the filter itself to blow any kind of soot or build up, blocking the flow getting through. So I basically flush out the lines itself, put them back in, clear the codes, regened it, drove it, came back, and then that's when the codes came back active again and the warning light came back. So that led me to believe, hey, you know, we need to change the sensors and we'll go from there. So that's all I did on this one. Again, like I said, there is no test procedures that I can get for these. It was just, you know, knowledge of how they work, cleaning them out. You can have soot in there. I think previous repair was a water pump, and some other coolant related things. So shouldn't have had anything to do with it. So not much to add to this video as far as diagnostic tips, other than just know your system that you're working on, know how they work, know what you're supposed to be reading as far as scan data goes, live data, and just kind of go based off your instincts as far as, you know, you pulling a code, it telling you one thing, you should know, you should be able to find a little bit of information online, either just answer somebody had the same problem, and you kind of gather all this information and come up with an answer, you know, yourself. Say, hey, you know what, the most common thing looks to be people are replacing this, let's go for it. Again, if I had OE software and stuff, it'd be a little bit easier. I could probably get test procedures for these things, but you know, it is what it is. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. It might be a little bit of a long one just because there's a lot going on in this one. I'll try and speed it up things of where I can. I'll cut out things where I can to make it quicker. Like I said, like, subscribe if you enjoy the video. And until next time, I will see you guys later.